Lesson number 37. Today I'll present some Shogi variants. When I say Shogi variants, I don't mean those rule variations in the previous video. There are many Shogi-like games that have different number of squares or have unique pieces that are not in Shogi. So this is one of them, which is relatively popular of all Shogi variants. It's Chu Shogi, medium Shogi. The squares are 12 by 12 and there are 46 pieces per player. And this is the initial setup. Now let's take a close look into Chu Shogi. So let me introduce the pieces here. So first of all, here's the king, and it moves exactly the same as the Shogi king. And next to him is a drunk elephant. It can move as a king except for this square, and it promotes to crown prince. Crown prince moves as a king, and well, its role is exactly that of a prince. So if you've made a prince, you won't lose the game until you lose both the king and the prince. Wow. Okay, here are the goals. And what is different from Shogi is it promotes to a rook. Wow. But you see, there are rooks here and here at the initial setup already. So actually there are two versions of rooks. One is the rook that is promoted from a gold, and the other is the unpromoted rook here. Alright, then these are the silvers. It moves the same as the Shogi silver, but it promotes to this vertical mover. It can move to forward and backward as far as you want, and also one step to the side. And here, these are bronze generals. Wow. This is how it moves, and it promotes to a side mover. Okay, now next to them is not knights, it's ferocious leopards. This is how it moves, and it promotes to a bishop. So there's a promoted version of bishop too. Okay, and these are the lances. It promotes to white horse. And this one is called a kirin. It can move one step diagonally and also two steps forward, backward, and to the side. And it can leap over other pieces. And it promotes to a lion. Well, a lion is a very, very unique piece. Well, it has a very strange move in which it can move as a king twice in one move. So it can move to any of these squares that are indicated by these black marks. So for instance, let's suppose it moved one step to the right here. And then it can move again as a king from here. So it can move to either here or here, and so on. And what is even unique about this lion is it can capture two pieces on its way. So like capturing one piece and then another. And it can also leap over a piece to these outer squares, and also it can move to these inner squares by only one step and stop there. And what is more, it can even move to these inner squares and go back to this square. So when it captures a piece and then goes back, it's called a sitting capture, because it looks as if it has captured a piece without moving. And if it moved to a vacant square in these black marked squares and then went back, we call it a sitting still. Practically, it's a pass. Alright, now this one is a phoenix. It can move one step forward, backward, into the side, and also two steps diagonally. Yes, it can leap over other pieces, and it promotes to a free king. It moves as a queen in Western chess. And these are blind tigers. It has a similar move to a king, but it can't move forward because it's blind. And it promotes to a flying stag. And here are the bishops. It promotes to a dragon horse, so it's exactly the same as in Shogi. And these are reverse chariots. It can move forward and also backward, and it promotes to a whale. Now this is again a lion, so there's also an unpromoted version of lion here, but it can't promote. And a free king too, unpromoted version of free king, and it can't promote. Now, this is what you might be surprised at. Here are the Dragon Kings, but well, it's not promoted. It's an unpromoted version of a Dragon King. And well, it even promotes. It promotes to a soaring eagle, a very powerful piece. It has this lion's move. And also, yeah, the dragon horse at the setup. And it even promotes to a horned falcon. And you see it has this lion move too. And here are the rooks. They're exactly the same as in Shogi. And here comes vertical movers in unpromoted state. It promotes to a flying bull. And yes, side movers in the setup too. It promotes to wild boar. Now the pawns, it's same as in Shogi. And finally, these are called go-betweens. It can move one step forward and backward, and it promotes to a drunk elephant. Alright, so some of you might wonder why it's called a medium shogi while it's much bigger than the normal shogi. Well, it's because there are even bigger shogi variants. Here, this one is called a great shogi 15 by 15. It is said that this was played mainly in the 13th century, and then it evolved into, was reduced to medium shogi. And after that, this small shogi was made. So it became smaller and smaller because the bigger ones took too much time to play. Oh, and there's no drop in these shogi variants. And you see this small shogi is 9 by 9, and it's similar to the regular shogi, right? There's a piece in front of the king, a drunk elephant, a very slight difference from shogi. Well, this is the parent of our shogi today. So, the regular shogi is actually a small type of shogi-like games. Oh, and there are even smaller ones. One example is this mini shogi or 5x5 shogi. This is a pretty new one. It was made in 1970. I'll show its setup. Here. Why don't you have a try? It's an interesting game and can be played in a short time. Alright, now what is more, there are even much bigger ones than this great shogi. But they are not the ancestors of this great shogi. They were made after great shogi by giving more squares and more pieces to it. For example, this is ultra great shogi. It's 19 by 19. Well, here are the gold, silver, and bronze generals, and then iron general, tile general, stone general, and earth general, and the lances. Many generals. And what is incredible in this game is that even the king can promote, and it promotes to an almighty emperor, and it can jump to any vacant square or to a square with the opponent's piece and capture it if the piece is not stringed by other opponent's pieces. What kind of piece is that? Okay, now finally, this is the biggest shogi on earth. It's ultimate shogi. It's 36 by 36. I guess you can't even reach the other end of the board by your arm. And this is the initial setup. It's filled with a huge number of pieces. There are blind bear, old mouse, hiding fox, ferocious wolf, old monkey, poisonous snake, blind dog, little turtle, flying cat, silver rabbit, flying swallow. Is this a zoo or something? And also there are even asymmetric pieces like right dragon and right tiger. There are left dragon and left tiger here. The way they move is also asymmetric. Unbelievable. Alright, and You can refer to Wikipedia for detailed explanation of the rules of shogi variants. And here you can find a software in which you can play many shogi variants against a computer. Okay, that's all for today. Bye.